Hello, YouTube. Once again, it is Movie Scenes to Life. On this movie scene, and it's fair use, I don't own the rights to any of these scenes. And I'm going to try to cut this scene off before the music comes in. So I won't get any copyright issues. But on this scene, I want to show you how a lot of people to this day, including myself, know and understand that the Rocky series was probably in the top 5 of all time movie series. So on this scene, Rocky over time learned to believe in himself. Because if you remember on Rocky 3, which we're going to have plenty scenes from that movie, it's a whole bunch in that movie. But at first he was fearful and he didn't believe in himself. He had that problem in Rocky 2 as well. Rocky 1 he did, but I believe in Rocky 2 and Rocky 3, one of the problems is he was being heavily criticized by everyone and he had to learn how to handle it. But on this scene, he normally listens to Adrian, but he didn't listen this time. Check it out. And I'm going to break it down.
Before there were reasons to fight, I could understand, but I don't understand this. Even if you win, what have you won? Apollo's still gone.
So what happened, and like you said, you're going to see a lot of my stuff at the bottom. Try not to pay attention to this. So what happened, if you haven't seen, I'm sure almost everybody has seen the Rocky series. But Rocky fought Apollo in part 1 and part 2. And in part 3, Apollo joined forces with Rocky and taught him to change his style and his attitude to beat Clubber Lang, a much stronger, much bigger opponent. So in part 4, Apollo tried to have an exhibition against Ivan Drago, a Russian fighter. And y'all see the name of the person who uploaded this. I didn't upload it. And he ended up dying in the ring. So Adrian, his wife, did not want him to fight the Russian because she didn't believe he could beat him. But watch this. Watch what Rocky said.
Why can't you change your thinking? Everybody else does.
Because I'm a fighter. That's the way I'm made, Adrian.
You gonna see me going to this Rocky. Now you hear what he said. Again, this is why people look at the comments on any Rocky clip. She said, why can't you change the way you think? Everybody else does. And he said, I'm a fighter because I'm a fighter. And that's how it is. Like, if you look at what's going on in the world today, it ain't a whole lot of fighters. So a lot of stuff gets past the people, the masses of people, because people just won't take a stand. No, like he said, this is what you marry. See, a lot of times in marriage, like a woman, she's just supposed to support and give her opinions, but she was fearful. Rocky had overcome all that fear he was dealing with when it came to Clubber Lang. Watch this.
That's what you married. We can't change what we are.
Can't change what we are.
You can't change anything, Adrian. All we can do is just go with what we are.
You can't go with what you are. Have you read the paper?
He said, you can't change who you are. All we can do is go with what we are. Now she's bringing in the fear.
Papers. Do you know what everybody says? It's suicide. You've seen him. You know how strong he is. You can't win.
Okay, so now look how he looked back at her. But I want y'all to pay close attention to what he says after this. And look at the bottom. She said, you can't win. But obviously he won, because look at the Rocky 4 picture. Look at the bottom, next to Take On Me. Y'all know I'll be listening to that. Y'all know that's why it's coming up. Y'all know I'll be listening to that 80s music and watching these 80s movie clips.
Adrian. tells the truth.
He says Adrian always tells the truth.
Maybe the only thing I can do.
See, he still believed in himself, but she kind of put a seed of doubt. But watch what he says, because a lot of time, I never really paid close attention to what he was saying on this part. Like, he never doubted that he can beat Drago. But and I'm going to show you. Listen to this.
Just take everything he's got. But the baby, he's going to have to kill me. When you kill me, he's going to have the heart to stand in front of me.
See, he knew how big Drago was. He said he going to have to kill him. And to do that, he going to have the heart to stand in front of him. So Rocky already knew what he was capable of. And that's why, even though she said that, look at his eyes, like he said, Adrian always tells the truth. But I don't think he believed it for 1 second listening to what he's saying.
And to do that, he's got to be willing to die himself.
So he says to do that, he's got to be willing to die himself. See, Rocky was ready for war in that, after that happened to Apollo, because he was looking at it like he could have threw the towel in. Apollo helped him win his championship back, but he didn't want to cross Apollo, who basically Apollo, his whole career, was dealing with some cockiness and some arrogance. And I think that same cockiness cost him his life. But also, Drago should have never been allowed to even fight Rocky, because Drago really, the referee was trying to help Apollo, and Drago threw the referee across the ring. Like, get out of here. Like, he was uncontrollable.
I don't know if he's ready to do that. I don't know.
He said, I don't know if he's ready to do that. Because I believe in Rocky's mind. Rocky knew that Drago really was like unchallenged. He never really had to fight somebody with the heart that he has. And that's all I had on this movie scene. More movie scenes to come. Stay tuned.